the con artist who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. In May 1925, an elegant gentleman walked into a luxury hotel in Paris. He met with the city's richest scrap metal dealers and successfully convinced them that the French government was secretly selling the Eiffel Tower for scrap metal. He walked out of that room with a suitcase containing $50,000 in cash, fled the country, and watched from a distance as the entire French police force searched for him. But here is the insane part. 1 month later, when the media still hadn't reported the crime, he realized his victim was too embarrassed to tell the police. So, he packed his bags, caught a train back to Paris, and sold the Eiffel Tower again. This is the unbelievable true story of Count Victor Lustig. Victor Lustig was a psychological genius. He didn't use weapons, he used human greed. In 1925, Paris was recovering from World War I, and the Eiffel Tower was a massive financial burden. It was rusting, expensive to maintain, and the public actually hated it. Lustig read a small newspaper article complaining about the tower's upkeep, and his criminal brain sparked. He forged official government stationery, created a fake title for himself as a deputy director, and sent out urgent, top-secret invitations to the top scrap metal tycoons in France. When the dealers arrived at the Hôtel de Crillon, Lustig played his part perfectly. He told them a massive lie, that the city couldn't afford the tower anymore. But to prevent public outrage, the sale had to be completely confidential until the contract was signed. He carefully studied the men to find his perfect victim. He chose André Poisson, a wealthy but insecure businessman desperately trying to make a name for himself in Parisian high society. Poisson wanted the deal so badly, he ignored every single red flag. To seal the deal, Lustig did something incredibly bold. Sensing that Poisson was getting suspicious, Lustig hinted that as a government official, he needed a small bribe to guarantee the contract. This brilliant psychological move convinced Poisson the deal was real, because real government officials in 1920s Paris always took bribes. Poisson handed over the bribe and the full payment. Lustig took the money, boarded a train to Austria, and waited for the news to break. But days passed, then weeks. Total silence. Poisson was so utterly humiliated by his own stupidity that he chose to suffer the financial loss rather than become the laughingstock of Europe. 0 police reports filed, realizing he had committed the perfect crime. Lustig returned to Paris just 1 month later and used the exact same forged documents to sell the tower to a second dealer. He almost got away with it again, until his second victim went straight to the police, forcing Lustig to flee to America. Victor Lustig was eventually caught by the FBI years later, but his legacy was cemented. He proved that the easiest way to blind a person to reality is to manipulate their own greed. If you think you're too smart to be conned, just remember, the world's greatest landmark was bought with a fake signature and a handshake.